Welcome to another episode of Hard Factor, presented by the Barstool News Network. It is What the Fuck Wednesday, April 15th, 2020.
Is it?
It is. That's
Fuck.
the date. Did you think it was something else?
Just losing the days over here, Will. Just losing the days. But
don't
that's
worry.
why I'm glad I can rely on Hard Factor to tell me what day it is.
Not tax day. That's going to be July 15th if you owe taxes, so don't worry about that. Just chill out. Normally, everybody's going to have a lot of stress on April 15th. Not today. You're just at home. Don't have to pay your taxes. We've got 8 listener-submitted stories on tap for you today, all brought to you by the Hardo Hive, or maybe another name. We've gotten some DMs like, hey, the Hardo Hive, we're not feeling it, so maybe like the Black Shirt Crew, since all of our shirts are always black. The Night Wolves, because like that's Vladimir Putin's biker gang.
Yeah, if you want us to get killed.
Yeah, what if we lose a lot of weight, then we're not the Black Shirt Crew? You know what I mean?
That's not going to happen. I don't think. I'm
I don't
gonna
like
bet on us wearing black for a while.
Go by, the thinnies.
The Thin Mints.
I personally, I like Hardo Hive. I know some people have expressed they don't want to be called Hardos, but I say we take Hardo back. I'm a Hardo about the news. I love the news.
I like
Yeah,
Trista's,
what if you're just a
video
hardo about
like that.
being a Hard Factor fan? Not,
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. We welcome
not like
you.
other stuff, but
Right.
I don't know. I'm on the fence.
Macho Maniacs in honor of the R.I.P. Macho Man. I don't know. It's the Corona era. Maybe something about masks. Just tossing it out there.
Yeah.
If we change it, Bubba, we could get him like a. He's currently the Hardo Hive handle on it on Twitter. We could like get him like a mascot outfit.
Could also just go by the Hive. But hey, guys, it's your group. It's y'all. So let's hear from you on it. I personally love Hardo Hive. Want to keep it. We could breathe to Hive. We could do something brand new. We'll throw out some great suggests.
We'll see. We'll see.
I agree with Pat. Whatever the consensus with the listeners is.
Yeah,
is
exactly.
What I'm good with.
Yeah, for sure. I just know that we've gotten some rumbles. Anyways,
It's got to be
rumbles from the
organic.
Hive.
It's got to be organic.
Right.
Can't really. It's hard to beg for a new nickname.
Right, as Wes likes to say, it needs to roll.
That's
that
right,
That doesn't roll.
It doesn't roll.
I don't know what
Yeah.
that means, Wes.
It means it needs to sound good, Mark.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I've seen Wes when his son is doing something he doesn't want him to be doing. He looks at his son. He goes, "That doesn't roll, man." And his son knows exactly what he means,
Right.
which is stop doing it or punishment is coming your
And
way.
then you don't see his son for 3 days. 'Cause
I know.
He's so scared.
He wears long sleeve shirts.
Yeah.
No, we don't. No.
Also, we're working on the boat race video. It's going to be coming out soon. So subscribe to the YouTube channel in anticipation of that. As always, we're cranking out blogs, social content, and working on more interviews behind the scenes as well. But today, we're talking about all kinds of strange stories from all over the globe submitted by you, the listener. So get us going, Wes.
All right, guys, let's kick it off. This one comes from Charles, and it makes you say, what the fuck? So it's just perfect for today. So everyone is feeling the pinch from this lockdown turn-up era, but not everyone and everything that is locked down is turning up. And even though some animals are loving the lack of humans, like we covered yesterday and Mark excellently blogged about, some other animals, mainly zoo animals, aka live attractions, are in deep shit, especially in Germany, it seems. So yeah, you see, without that foot traffic and guests, just like restaurants and bars, some zoos over in Germany are having a tough time feeding their animals. Unfortunately, zoos like the New Munster Zoo, I think that means New Cheese Zoo in German.
Yes.
Not sure. Anyway, some zoos do not fall into the realm of, it's not covered by Germany's emergency fund for small businesses because it's not deemed a necessity. So right now, these zoos are pretty much relying on donations, the money of the dwindling staff, and prayers, and animals are starving to death.
The money of the staff? Wait, how?
Yeah.
Well, I think the staff are like pitching in. They're obviously attached to these animals. They don't want to see them
Working
starve.
at a zoo is like a pyramid scheme. I mean, ultimately, you're going to give everything you have to it.
Yeah, exactly.
The animals are starving to death?
The animals are starting to starve to death. So now, normally when a zoo can't afford to take care of an animal, they will reach out to other zoos. But with borders closed and everyone struggling, it's not an option. So fuck, what do? Well, if you are the head of the New Cheese Zoo, Verena Kaspari, you start making slaughter lists. Specifically lists of animals that will be killed first in order to feed other larger, more important animals.
I don't like this coming out of Germany.
Yeah.
How do you like to be like the oldest like chimpanzee at the zoo on that day? You're like
Not-
the smartest one there, and you know the hammer's coming down.
Slaughter
like you see
day.
'em-
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is so dumb. They could just fucking get 2 of the animals on this slaughter list and do a live stream of them fighting to the death, and that could probably, with donations and a pay-per-view, drive enough revenue to feed the rest of these animals.
What? None of these Germans hunters, they can't go hunt some deer themselves and like bring the food in. Like what?
Yeah. No, it's crazy. So yeah, like,
Do we know what's on the list?
You might be breaking the stay-at-home order.
Laws. Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, like, I guess this makes sense though. It's kind of like you have to do this, or the animals are probably going to eat you because they're starving. You know.
Well, they have to eat.
So, yeah, they're going to eat something.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Could you take like a one? Is the slaughter list broken down by species? Is there like a big one and a little one on the list? Like you could have the big one eat the little one.
Did they vote?
I tried to find the exact list, and it has not been made for public viewing because that would just be insane.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
If they released
An interesting
the list.
read,
Yeah.
honestly, is what it would be.
Yeah.
I mean, there'd be a lot more people coming up to help, I think. So the keeper told the BBC that killing some animals so that others could live would be last resort and unpleasant, but even that would not solve the financial problem. That same zoo also houses Vitis, the country's largest polar bear, who stands at over 10 feet tall, and Vitis gets hungry, so Vitis might get his first taste of a lemur very soon. It'll be like he went on vacation and is trying some of the local fare. You know what I mean? And you can imagine the process of making
Vitis
that
is
list.
just going to eat everything.
Yeah,
he's,
so I was
a
thinking
polar bear.
That's what I was thinking. Well, if this gets really bad, it's just going to end with just Vitis.
Just Vitis. Yep.
Yeah.
He's gonna have
Including the humans. It's like Vitis is the last person in that zoo to survive.
Yeah, let's feed Vitis something that's not a primate. You know, I don't want to be getting any big
Times
ideas
are tight.
here.
Times are tight, Pat.
You gotta give him what he can. So
There's
I mean,
not a lot of polar bears, and there's plenty of humans, Pat. Vitis needs to survive.
Lots of lemurs, apparently. So
yeah, there's plenty of lemurs. And then you can just imagine the process of making that list. Poor Emma, who looks after the lemurs. Okay, Emma, you know we love George and Alex and Mindy, but you know Vitis has to eat, so we're gonna have to kill them. You know
That list starts with the lemurs at the top, and then Vitis at the bottom. They're like then it's like a race to fill in the middle.
Yeah. So, I mean, what I'm hoping is it's just a big cry for help. I'm sure a number of GoFundMes are already set up, but it's a big problem, and these zoos are losing €500,000 euros a week. And if there's, yeah,
This is bullshit because it's like, okay, yes, when you take an animal into a zoo, it's your responsibility to feed that animal, right? But like fucking everything is broken down right now. You just got to let nature take its course. You just got to open the cages and just let them be animals, unfortunately.
well, I mean, you're going to try to have the zoo business when you open back up. So
Be nice, Will.
you're
It would
trying
be nice.
to, you're trying to, everybody's trying to make it work. You know, it's
Yeah, and
At
taking
what
lemons
cost?
out of lemonade out of lemons right now.
in
Everybody.
Pat's scenario, he terrorizes the town, and then what do you try to go capture them?
No,
and
no,
then bring them back to the zoo later.
you're gonna let
and
Vitis
then-
go?
Yeah,
No,
then the
keep
town's
the
gonna come
outer,
back.
keep the outer perimeter intact, guys. I'm just talking about the inner cages.
Oh, so you're saying like
just
battle
as a little
royale,
habitat.
battle royale amongst the animals. Let it sort itself out.
Some call it battle royale. Some call it nature, Mark.
Okay,
I think it's the same result where Vitis is just the only one standing in that case.
yeah, that's true.
But if there's one thing I know about people that really love animals, is they're not big savers. So it's getting a bit hairy over there. Let's go to the internet. Shannon Corkin says, just like Pat, let them go. Put them back where they belong. To that, Rachel says, animals raised in zoos won't survive in the wild.
different continents. Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
even.
what?
To that, Shannon
mu-
Corkins.
She must have really liked the end of that last Jurassic Park.
Yeah, no shit. What a
I also didn't. That wasn't my theory. My theory was let them kill each other.
Right. Well, and then Shannon says to that they could put them in the sanctuary. I guess the sanctuaries are a lot different than zoos. They should never have been in zoos in the first place.
There
And then
it is.
Universal Goat Boy says we should have never domesticated dogs. They should have stayed wolves. Go, little pooch. I know you love me and all, but human bad. Go hunt. And then someone says seconding this. So just an array of just psychos on this Twitter thread.
There it is.
Yeah, great ideas.
So they shouldn't have domesticated animals at all.
Right. Exactly. That's where we're at.
Yeah.
That's where humans went wrong.
Well, that's the
Well,
PETA
now
argument.
you have SARS. So
Yeah, that's
Well,
true. That's the PETA argument. Well, they care for us. They're human carers, and they're
see.
not our pets. They're like our friends. And
that
like,
makes sense.
And then I probably get in trouble where I don't let my cats outside. So like I'm like enslaving them in the house or whatever.
Yeah, what
you
happens
know,
to your cat's shit if you don't scoop it out of the box that they shit in?
It piles up.
Yeah.
They just
Thought so.
yeah.
No
They're
thumbs.
animals, Pat. They live in their own shit and they'll just
Yeah.
stay around.
That's right. So yeah, that's that. German zoos, the animals in German zoos are in big trouble.
Well, it's tough for them. All right, let's take it back to our home state of Virginia, boys. This one is from Carter on Instagram. And I've got some good news and some bad news out of Virginia. And this is a choose-your-own-adventure story. What do you want first, good or bad news?
I like bad first.
Yeah, me too.
I'm a bad guy.
Bad first? All right. That's the way I had it ordered anyway, so that's perfect. Bad news first. Bishop Gerald O. Glenn, the founder and pastor of New Deliverance Evangelistic Church, has died of coronavirus, guys. And during a sermon on March 22nd, note the date, Bishop Glenn said, quote, "I firmly believe that God is larger than this dreaded virus," unquote, and said that he was not afraid to die, according to a portion of his sermon that was reported by the local CBS station in Richmond. And then it was on YouTube, but then, of course, it was removed, obviously, after he passed away.
Oh, he died.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the lead there.
He taunted the coronavirus, and I'm assuming it was not a remote sermon, correct? It was
correct.
It was an Easter story.
There was also local reports that he was, one of the guys saying like, I'll be in the hospital before they get me to stop preaching, that kind of situation.
Did they remove the video to protect the faith, or just because it was?
I think nobody wants to see him saying that right before it happens.
Right.
Yeah, because everyone's gonna meme
it.
it, Wes. It's
Yeah,
like I'm gonna live forever, and then dying right after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Wes, to protect the faith.
I know why. I know why they did it.
Great. Yeah. So anyways, like this one, I mean, it's crazy, but just like Mardi Gras, it's another example, like proof positive that if you go and have like a big gathering where everybody mingles together and that the virus is already in town, people will catch it. That's just the facts. Condolences to the Glenn family and their church. And get the congregation on Facebook Live, Instagram Live, Periscope, Zoom, YouTube Live, anything other than the pews right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's like having an orgy and not strapping on a condom. Like if you fuck 80
Right,
people.
Yeah.
I mean, that's for the most part, that's the rules of the orgy. You don't even have an option. But I know we covered the guy down in Florida who clearly was a psychopath and is trying to get paid. We went through his website and it was a money-making organization. There's a lot of pastors around this country that have done this, essentially defied public health orders and had their congregations meet. Do you guys think all of them are about the money, or do you think they're just zealous? Or
Pat, this guy was not defying a stay-at-home order. The stay-at-home order in Virginia was not put in place till March 30th.
Sure. Nor was the Florida one, but by March 22nd, we knew to not be having gatherings.
Well, sure,
whether the government was telling us that or not, we knew to not be having gatherings.
Sure, but
That's impossible to answer, Pat.
This guy paid the ultimate price for it. So let's move on to the good news.
Oh, I was going to say, I'll tell you what, though. It is a gamble that if it pays off and you do survive, you now look like God to the rest of your,
Or God's best buddy, the king of the priests.
Like you are protected,
It's a gamble. It's a high risk, high reward.
Yeah. Yep.
Doesn't pay off for everybody.
Didn't pay off for him, unfortunately.
Yeah. So, guys, let's move on to the good news. At long last, Virginia has decriminalized cannabis.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, it's good news. The new law scraps criminal charges for simple possession of marijuana of up to an ounce and creates just a $25 civil penalty for that amount of possession. It also creates a work group to study the impact of legalization of marijuana eventually and release a report when they get their findings. So... Very good news. It's like that's not only a decriminalization; it's like a step towards legalization.
What does that mean for people that have charges on their record for possession?
So just about to read you that to you. According to data from the Virginia Criminal Sentencing Commission, more than 15,000 people were convicted for a first or second marijuana possession offense from July 2018 to June 2019. So it's a big time moneymaker for the state's law enforcement agencies. Or, court system, I guess, rather. It also, Pat, seals former minor possession court records. So if you had a previous charge, that's no longer something that an employer can look for, in the state of Virginia.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but I think if you're probably in jail now, I don't know how it works exactly.
This came just about 17 years too late for some of the guys that couldn't graduate with us.
Right, and I doubt it removes like felony charges if you had like several stacked up. But I mean, I'm not sure how that going back is. But for people that just had the minor possession, it's all under the bridge now.
Shout out down.
That awkward conversation with my mom. Where's your friend, Kevin? How come he's not walking for graduation?
Oh yeah.
Well, he had to get high after we did the rehearsal.
Right. Yeah. It was like 2 days before.
Well,
no, I think it was 2 days before. Right, then he went to his car, smoked in his car, and bam,
so close.
Yeah, it'll save a lot of headaches for a lot of people. I mean, it's a good thing too because weed's not really hurting anybody. So yeah, I mean, it also expands personal freedoms for Virginia citizens who are in the medical cannabis program, and all these new rules go into effect on July 1st. So nice work, Virginia.
Hell
Sweet.
yeah.
Good job.
They've been doing some good job with the laws recently.
Well, I mean, it's
been coming.
Yeah, they had a little bit of a rough patch there. I mean, we've been doing the show now almost 2 years. This is the first positive story we've had out of the state.
I don't know how the fuck the four of us didn't get locked.
No, they repealed fornication from the books. Recently.
Yeah, they've done like three or four things.
They got rid of those what are they called? Blue Book laws?
Whatever.
Yeah.
Archaic, insane laws.
Yeah. Okay. This one comes from Hive member Charles again, and our Asian and worldly correspondent Donnie Does, who wrote a blog about this topic. A McDonald's restaurant in China has allegedly banned black people from entering the store out of fear that they might be coronavirus carriers.
See, this is the problem with the franchise system, guys. You can't have your franchisees having autonomy with a global brand like McDonald's. This is terrible.
Well, but McDonald's, how are they going to stop this? I don't know.
Well, what I'm saying is there are certain businesses...
They're not going to proactively stop it, Will.
Yeah.
It's going to be a retroactive. They're
Already
going to respond to it. Yeah. You guys may have seen the viral video recently that showed a customer holding a laminated sign that McDonald's employees was handing out to people that read, "We've been informed from now on, black people are not allowed to enter the restaurant. For the sake of your health, consciously notify the police for medical isolation, aka call the cops if you see a black person in here."
Jesus Christ. That is fucking crazy.
Is that sign in Chinese or in Mandarin?
No, it was in English, and people thought it was fake because they're like, "Why is it in English?" Because it's for foreigners, specifically African Americans and Westerners, it was not fake at all. It apparently was one store, like Pat mentioned, a franchise in the southern Chinese city of Guangzhou, and not from like the parent company itself. So McDonald's as a whole.
Oh, you don't say it wasn't from McDonald's HQ.
Yeah, it wasn't from HQ. It wasn't. In fact, McDonald's said about the notice, it's not representative of our inclusive values. I would hope not, McDonald's. And they temporarily closed the branch, as I'm guessing they're going to need to find some new managers and dust off some of those basic customer service training courses they're not used to giving out.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's fucked up because that's the kind of shit that will stick with a society when you're ostracizing a certain group of people. It sticks.
But they do way worse stuff. There's the religious
Oh, I know.
Isn't there a slave labor?
There's a cleansing.
The Uyghurs. The Uyghurs.
Yeah.
But
Wes, you bring up a good point. Just because the Chinese people are probably racist doesn't mean towards black people. You shouldn't be racist towards Chinese people or Asian people.
Two wrongs don't make it right.
Two wrongs don't make it right. Yeah.
They're the biggest consumer of basketball outside the United States. Well, I don't understand.
I don't know what to tell you, Pat. I don't know how it works, but it's not a new issue for China, and specifically in the city of Guangzhou. It's not a new issue where recently African Americans confronted China publicly and in private over racist mistreatment in general. And it's not just at the McDonald's. I was doing some research and I ended up reading Donnie's blog, and I also watched a Corona podcast he does once a month with one of his buddies that lives in China, and they went over it, and the buddy had footage of black people. Basically what happened is in Guangzhou they just took everyone out of their apartments and homes and just kicked them out.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
It's bad. It's bad over there, and especially in that city. They're very not nice to the black people.
Guangzhou. Jeez.
They literally own the majority of the continent of Africa. The country of China does. This is
they have heavy stakes in there. Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, yeah, they do like basketball, but that's, it is what it is. So let's take it to the internet. Let's take it to some Barstool Sports commenters here from the aforementioned Donnie Does blog. Not the fake McCoy says, something Wong.
That's a classic. That's a classic response if you post anything Chinese.
It is. And again, don't be. It's not the time to be racist towards Chinese people. It never is. Nothing allows you to do that.
200 likes on that one. Jesus.
One more. This one I thought was even funnier than that one. Holy fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean that's the classic. How's it spelled? Probably spelled funny too.
It's like 3 short names. And then the last comment from Drad says, "Where is Bron's outrage? Will Steve Kerr pop in and say anything?" That's a good point there. LeBron's a big supporter of China because of the NBA.
Oh yeah, and it's like LeBron and Bloomberg are just hoping this all washes away and that nobody ever questions China ever again.
It's the fingers in your ears, close your eyes, la 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 la. Yeah.
LeBron should go over there and do something about this and just stay over there.
LeBron could probably
he should
beat up 7,000 Chinese people himself. Like
if they came one at a time.
In a fight, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like in Bloodsport.
Right.
But he would be revered over there. So I mean, maybe that would solve the problem that we're talking about.
Right.
Maybe he should go. Maybe he should deal with this.
I mean, lots of African-American people in the United States that are
you're onto
revered
something.
by racists. Yeah, some of the most racist people I ever met in my life were like hardcore sports guys. But LeBron, I love my black teammate.
LeBron could be the cure, Pat. Is what I'm saying.
Rodman,
you had a great point.
Rodman did pretty good in North Korea. Let's have LeBron fix this.
Yeah. Just go over there and stay.
Come on, LeBron.
All right, guys, this one comes from the leader of the Hardo Hive himself, Bubba. What's up, Bubba? In yet another interesting story of how countries in Asia are handling coronavirus, and in what is perhaps the most spectacular waste of time and resources since yesterday's White House press conference, volunteers have been dressing up as ghosts and jumping out to scare passerbys to, quote, scare people into sticking to lockdown in Indonesia. Yep. That's awesome. Their method. Yep, that's right, because yelling in someone's face while not wearing a mask seems like the best possible way to make sure people don't get COVID-19. These guys
are
not
masked. A mask on, right?
Ghost. Oh, no way, man.
No?
Does everyone believe in ghosts over there?
It is linked
how do
to
they not have a mask on and they dress like a ghost?
Oh my God! Bro. I didn't know ghosts existed. I guess they really hate this virus.
Right. Yeah, people do believe in ghosts over there, and I'll get to that. But these ghosts are wearing white bed sheets and have been seen jumping out at passerbys on dark streets. They've been seen standing on top of vehicles in deserted parking lots and sitting on benches in public places, just creeping people out. And although it's too early,
they are covering their nose and mouth. Then
some of them are, but for the most part, their faces are exposed from the photos that I saw.
What? You just have a head sticking out of a sheet?
It's like a mummy situation, kind of. It kind of looks like a mummy, but they didn't do the face.
Do they shout their ghosts?
Oh, I mean, something in
everything is covered but the nose and mouth.
Yeah, more or less. From the photos,
Corona spreading ghost is.
What the fuck are ghost problems, anyways? What's with the haunting and stuff? Like, you can't enjoy your own time as a spirit without fucking with people.
They have unfinished business, Mark.
What does that even mean? Why?
What do you mean? Well, someone wronged them.
You weren't pleased with the way it ended.
Is it with the people they're haunting that they don't know that moved into their home like Beetlejuice style? Like what? How is it unfinished with the strangers?
Could be other people.
I don't understand that.
They hate the living.
It seems like most ghosts are dicks.
They got locked into the house. That's the issue, right? They got stuck somewhere.
In Beetlejuice,
so I gotta solve their fucking complicated crime that no one could solve before. Like,
what else are you doing?
Only if you're like the kid in Sixth Sense and you could hear what they're saying to you.
That's what I'm saying. Can't they go to the local precinct and tell the cops, spook the cops?
Can you hear ghosts?
No,
they don't. Yeah,
look, most ghosts have a very limited territory, and that's a big issue with them. You know, they're not very mobile. I don't know why.
According to humans that aren't ghosts, sure.
Yeah, ghost experts.
Well, yeah.
Okay, whatever, man. Watch a fucking episode of Ghost Hunters. Call those guys. They'll be able to tell you. Anyway, guys,
they'll tell you.
You'll Although it's too early to measure how many lives the ghost movement has saved, I'm guessing the data is off to a stutter step with the amount of deaths that they've caused due to cardiac arrest. The attempt to curb, can you imagine like a 72-year-old, 80-something walking down the street? Go home, Grandma! The attempt to curb infections by wearing white bed sheets over your head has its roots in an age-old superstition, Mark, in Southeast Asia, with participants channeling pokong, or a ghostly figure wrapped in white sheets or shrouds with powdered faces and kohl-rimmed eyes, representing the trapped souls of the dead. So that's what they're trying to do out there.
Crazy. So it is it's a ghost out. It's the only ghost outfit in the world that you don't cover your nose and mouth during the coronavirus pandemic. This is so stupid.
Well, it seems like they should make an adjustment to the
just adjust the garb a little bit,
Right. Right. Or, yeah, you're right. Initially, guys, the pokong...
as is tradition, you spit at the people when you stand.
Initially, the pokong patrols had the opposite effect, attracting massive crowds when they started doing this. So,
selfies, duh.
Yeah. So the organizers, anyway, like on one hand, it probably gave them more trapped souls of the dead to work with, right? But it was counterintuitive. So the organizers had to change their methods and started doing surprise pokong patrols. And apparently, guys, it's working. Because according to one resident in the village of Kepu, he said, quote, "Since the pokong appeared, parents and children have not left their homes." So they're really afraid of these things, and they're not going outside. This got me thinking, could this work in the United States? Is there like an equivalent? Who would it be? Like maybe people dressed up like Jeffrey Epstein or like anti-vaxxers? What do you guys think?
No. The only way this works is if they kill 1 out of every 20 people they come across.
Right. That's what I was
thinking.
thinking.
In America, we get results.
What I was thinking, Wes, was like this experiment will work in Duterte's country because he's actually shooting them in the streets,
right?
And then he can hire people to come up as ghosts where he shot them down.
Yeah,
that's a double whammy. Yeah. You're gonna get shot and spooked.
Right.
Not only that, but there's another Asian country that already did this way better, and that's India with the Corona Nights. So they had their faces covered, and they were smacking people with coronavirus like javelins. So
those are the ones that were dressed up like a literal germ.
Yes.
Yeah, but like a knighted germ, like
they
a
have
shield.
a lot of audacity calling themselves knights with that outfit.
Well, I mean, they looked like knights. That's what I'm calling them. Anyways,
they were police officers.
Better
that
than
were
the ghosts.
as,
Police officers scaring people and beating them with coronavirus props.
They look like a fucking rejected mascot from Busch Gardens. But take it to the internet
better
real quick.
than the ghosts who are spreading coronavirus with their unmasked face. I mean, it's absurd.
No, it is absolutely absurd, but it's working, kind of. Take it to the internet, Mark, per your point, Duterte, Dale, or at _D4L or 1, I can't tell, 3 says, "In my country of Philippines, we use coffins."
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then Oreo Luau-Agantomism. That's a hard one to say. But that's because he's from Nigeria.
Sounds like a ghost name.
Oh shit, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Do that in Nigeria. We're not scared. The ghosts will get severe beatings.
Yeah.
That's true. I'm surprised some of these humans dressed as ghosts aren't getting their ass kicked.
Yeah, both of those comments were very much pop the clutch comments.
It's sacrilege. Yeah,
you're not going to bring this ghost shit to the Philippines or Nigeria.
Well, anywhere
it's like when those guys.
Where there are Christians, more or less, is that's the thing. Christians will kick a ghost's ass because it's a sign of the fucking devil.
Exactly. It reminds me of when people dressed up as clowns like 6 years ago, like scary clowns, but like sometimes it backfired and they just got their asses beat.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I love those videos.
At least they had human contact.
Yeah.
All right, guys. This next one comes from Charles again, and it's not good news for obese people. So us.
Oh no.
I'm currently solidly at a BMI of 34, right smack dab in the middle of the orange obesity chart I use to calculate my fatness. And a new finding coming out of New York hospitals, the epicenter of the coronavirus outbreak in the United States, has found that above any other factor besides age, above heart disease or lung disease, that obesity was the #1 chronic risk factor of admission to the hospital if you get coronavirus. So, yikes.
Yeah. Chronic,
isn't that the #1 risk factor to getting admitted to the hospital in general?
Yeah, it's a big one. It's not good, but in
Circus
coronavirus, people were talking about the lung disease and pre-existing conditions. It's above lung disease like pneumonia and heart disease when it comes to coronavirus.
Wait a minute. When you say chronic, though, is that like one of those things like when you're like finding out if you're negative or positive for cancer, and it's like you think you heard it incorrectly.
No, it's just if you're obese and you get coronavirus, you are
positive,
way more likely to go to the hospital.
Acute versus chronic.
Yeah.
But hey,
20% more
this
likely,
is
right?
bad because
Something like
I
that.
feel like, and this is a prediction, when we come out of this thing, the majority of America is going to be 15 pounds fatter, I think. I mean, everyone's just getting fatter, right?
I don't want to lose weight in quarantine. I know
That's
I
a
have
good
to,
point. You know what? You know what's been helping me? Call of Duty. Because like what happened was my wife and I started playing that together at night, just the last couple nights.
Mm-hmm.
Pounds have been flying off.
What are you
I've been
staying up?
Too busy.
Ah,
just,
your hands are
pulling the
busy.
Trigger.
Yeah, your
Too busy
hands are
pulling the
occupied.
trigger. Can't snack. We were just snacking, watching movies.
weird.
Movies was that'll get you fat.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
having this.
You pop on the Call of Duty. You get your hands moving.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna take the drinking 6 days a week and snacking, and I'm just gonna die. I'd rather die.
Okay. Well, I mean, each their own. I'm just saying this is pretty fun too, and it's been
All right.
helping. You know, run during the day, COD at nights. It's not bad.
Yeah. So the study was conducted by NYU Grossman School and doctors at the NYU Langone Health Center, who looked at the patient records of over 4,100 virus patients in the New York City hospitals between March 1st and April 2nd, according to the Business Insider article. And then from that article, quote, they found that about half of the 4,100 patients were admitted to the hospital, mostly determined by age and BMI. Specifically, 87% of patients who were over 65 were admitted to the hospital, and 70% of those who were obese and over age 35 were admitted. Even those under 35 were more likely to be not be admitted if they were male and obese. So the cause
It was the quickest study ever. They just saw like weight.
there was a number of other studies that said the exact same shit.
So Wes, you're
It
essentially
was a
saying
3-hour study.
you're essentially saying we know that being old is a major risk factor to
Yes.
dying from this thing, but you're saying that that the fat people were getting admitted roughly at the same rate as old people.
Yeah, right underneath old people. If you were
Right around,
if you were had a
Same
group of
thing.
people that you're betting who's going to go to the hospital, you pick the old people first, then you go fat.
It's like
And
a
you're
Venn
like,
di- it's
old
a Venn
and fat,
diagram.
you're like,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
the one.
It's a
Right.
Venn diagram,
Yeah.
and if you have both in the middle, you're dead.
You're like 40% likely. If you're old and fat to get it, you're 40% going to the hospital. Like, I don't know how statistics work. But
It was- yeah.
It's like 20, 20, 20. It's like stacks.
Right. So obesity basically causes the inflammation in your body to get a lot worse, affecting your immune system and lung function. Ever hear a fat guy wheeze just standing around? I have. It was me. There are several other studies that
I hear
say the same
myself
shit.
wheeze constantly.
Yeah, yeah. But frankly, I didn't want to see anymore. So, yeah, I mean, be careful out there. You don't want to be obese regardless, but especially if you have corona.
Here's the problem with this is like I'm gonna try to lose weight after we're allowed back out. But you only got like 3 or 4 months before I might get quarantined again.
Diet starts tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like it's a cyclical thing. Like I think I'm gonna get out of this first round, but how good am I gonna do with diet and exercise before round 2? You know what I mean?
Right. And you're not going to do good. You're not going to do good. This is the thing. Here's the thing about that. That's going to be the biggest party time. I mean, people will be spending money. It's going to be like the Great Gatsby. The time in between the first lockdown and the next lockdown is
That's
just
so
going to
true.
be people partying their tits off.
like prohibition
It's gonna be incredible.
ended. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you guys say we pool our stimulus checks and get a boat for that period when that happens?
I'm
That's
down.
what
Like I said,
I was thinking jet ski sales are going to be through the roof.
I'm probably getting fucked round 2 or 3 based off what that whole last story. So I'm down to blow it all, Pat. Let's do it.
Mark's developing habits now that'll carry over. Just-
In my mouth and up my nose. You know what I mean?
Going to the internet, Baloo SD said, put a tax on carbohydrates. And then This Is Fine said, wouldn't be surprised if they tripled down and taxed fat. And there's
Or
been-
you could hide ghosts in carbohydrates.
Tax calories. You just if you have to pay the government if you want to put something in your mouth.
that would
That's
help
it.
a lot of people.
That's like the ultimate. You have to wear a seatbelt. Taxing calories.
Right.
Gotta wear your seatbelt.
Yeah. And hey, guys, you know what's better than an obese body? An obese wallet. Yeah, that's why you should go to predicted.org/promo/hardfactor20 right now to fatten up your wallet with 20 free bucks on us when you deposit just 20 yourself. Great deal, right? Barack Obama just endorsed Joe Biden. Not sure how he did that with a straight face, but he did. And now the race is really on. The H is O, as they say. Right now, Donald Trump is selling at just 50 cents to be elected president again. Joe Biden is at 44 cents. Also, still a lot of meat left on that VP market. I saw the New York Times say that Stacey Abrams was the clear pick for Joe Biden. She's at 9.
I saw Klobuchar's doing a bill with her, so yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, so she's at 9 cents, Kamala at 33, Klob at 27. Big payday coming. Predicted.org/promo/hard factor 20.
I got something to say about the presidential odds there. Something to factor in here if you're going to be betting on that market, Trump or Biden right now, especially after the Obama endorsement, is that think about the White House press briefing, because right now basically Trump every day has a campaign rally that he gets televised. So if you think something that's going to have a big impact on this is where the virus is going to peak. So if you think that it's already kind of close to leveling off and going on there, you got to think about the fact that he's going to have these positive everyday like media interactions. Now, if you think that it's going to get worse and there's going to be another sort of crash situation, that's kind of, it's going to have a huge impact on that market over the next few weeks. So like whether you're going to keep it till the end or you're going to try to buy it now and sell it, just think about that.
Good points, Will. And I have to bring back up the Democratic nominee. Joe Biden's still at 86 cents. Yes, he got Barack Obama's endorsement. He got that's 14 cents a share. That's saying he's gonna die. Like I don't understand that.
Yeah.
That's easy money right there. Also, the people that are stealing some of that 100% share are 6 cents on Cuomo, which he's not going to win, but I like 5 cents on Hillary. So you could go like no on Hillary at like 95 cents. She's not going to fucking win. You have to have deep pockets to make good money there. But I mean, Hillary's not going to win. And 13 cents or 14 cents a share on Biden. Just say yes at 86 cents.
Crazy. Yeah.
Very true. So now's the perfect time to see what all the hoopla is about, unless you want to take the under in some 30-minute Russian hockey game like I did and lost the other night.
No.
Probably fixed, but predicted.org/promo/hard factor 20 is not run by Putin.
What the fuck were you thinking? Did you even televise it? Do you even know?
The only thing worse to bet on
numbers on a board.
The only thing worse to bet on is the Russian tennis circuit.
10-minute periods, 7.5 was the over/under. Yeah,
it was the captain of one of the teams was the Belarus president.
Yeah,
he scored 70 goals.
That was fucked up, man. Anyway, predicted.org/promo/hard factor 20. Try it today.
Yeah. All right, let's move it along, gents. We just got a couple more left. This one is from our boy PFitz11B on Instagram, and it is a beautiful tale from Hays County, Texas, right near Austin, right by you boys. Where a lovely couple was just minding their own business out on a date night away from crowds on the night of April 9th. Just two lovers under the Texas stars in Hays County. The thing was...
Tarantula.
That's
a bit inside, but...
Is that what?
That's a Bob Schneider song from
Out
Austin,
in the
Texas.
Moonlight.
Under the moonlight,
bro.
Tarantula. Sorry.
Oh,
sorry.
That's way inside.
That was inside.
Central
the hometown
Texas,
hero of Austin,
Central
Texas.
Musician. There you go. All right, look that one up. The thing was here for these lovers, they got the Parks and Wildlife Department called on them because they were trespassing on a Native American burial site. They were caught on camera. That was then forwarded to the Parks and Wildlife Department, and they were digging further into a hole that was already put there by other trespassers before. So when officers came on the scene, the man of the couple, it was a man and a woman, told them that they were just there on a date and that they hate diggers. They hate them, hate people that dig around wherever, and that his Baby Yoda glass pipe was full of CBD oil crystals, but it was meth. So
they're just methed out, frantically digging.
Right. So that's what the date was.
You know to help us dig faster, honey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they get on meth, that like when they link up and have to do this, they want to do the same activity. They get so excited. Digging. Yeah.
We're not going to stop till we get to China, honey.
Yeah, you need that digging fuel. You got to get them digging crystals. Honey, fetch me the digging crystals. All right. When the officers came on
tired,
the scene, honey. When the officers came up, anyhow, the San Marcos officer, he was there. He turned his back for 1 second, and then the guy grabbed the Baby Yoda pipe off the cop car and threw it on the ground and smashed it to try to destroy the evidence. But it was still just sitting right there in front of the cop.
He thought it was going to disintegrate.
That's probably
like it would explode.
that's absolutely an extra charge.
Yeah, it was. He got an extra making the arrest annoying charge at the end. But yeah, so after he chucks the pipe on the ground and smashes it in front of the cop just picks it up and he's like, all right, let me search the wife's purse now. And inside the wife's purse, they found several Native American burial artifacts inside of rubber gardening gloves. So that's gross.
It's rare you find a meth head who's also into history like that. You know?
Those are two people that are absolutely not afraid of ghosts.
Yeah.
Oh no. In fact, they're hoping to encounter one, I would think.
You can't fucking take an artifact home from an Indian burial ground. Have you ever seen Poltergeist? What the fuck are they thinking?
That's what I'm saying. Like, you have to kind of smoke meth to.
You're a real, true psycho for that to be your thing.
Maybe they're going to weaponize the artifacts. That's possible.
Oh, I'm sure that's like a black market sales situation.
Well, you put it in your boss's car. He doesn't know. You know what I mean?
Like a
Before you
voodoo
know
thing.
it.
Yeah.
Well, that's what
don't work.
That's like
what
1990s Tales from the Crypt style.
Yeah, that's what they tell you if you ever go. If you ever go to Hawaii, they say that if you take something from the island, that the god of the island will curse you for the rest of your life. That's how they keep. That's how they keep you from
Right? It's
taking
like ghost
things.
houses in Thailand.
It's called Moana.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I think Moana was the
was-
animated film
Yeah, Moana was also Tahiti.
starring The Rock.
Yeah, but he was a god that was pissed off. Did you not? None of you watch Moana? Okay, never mind. Jesus,
No,
Is that the one with the
34.
rock in it?
Yes.
The rock is a voice.
it's amazing.
Okay.
Well, didn't see it.
No
Didn't
one
catch it.
knows how far it goes. The ocean.
Well, Mark, obviously these two didn't catch it either, and because of that, they're in jail for trespassing and other very strange, grave, disturbing charges. So they should have watched Moana.
That's hilarious.
yeah, I wouldn't have done it, but to each their own. This one's from Mike AG. He sent this in Twitter. We have another SOS during quarantine, guys. You, of course, remember America's grandmother, 93-year-old Olive, with the SOS for more beer. And Coors came through for her, which was nice, and gave her some beer. So that was cool. But we have a new one on a driveway. It was a driveway chalk message in, can someone help me pronounce this? Because I feel like I should know it. Copperas, Texas? Caparis, Texas?
No, I never heard of it.
Paris.
Copperas Cove, Texas. And the message in chalk read on the driveway, SOS, homeschooling, mom needing wine.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, they're hooting Caparis, Texas Cove. According to the local news story I read, Caparis Cove, Texas claims to be the they claim the self-proclaimed premier spot for neighbors helping neighbors in the world. That's what they're saying.
So it should have been really easy to get a bottle of wine.
That's what they said. So they weren't surprised when the call was answered quickly.
Should ask for more.
Yeah, exactly. Homeschooling mom. Yeah, needs to, I don't know, 15,000 exactly.
I'm so sure that sign has had to have been changed a lot, altered a lot.
Yeah, for sure. She had good handwriting though. So if she's
What she meant was Xanax.
if she's teaching,
Right. Yeah. There's a lot of things you could swap in for the wine there.
So, of course, it was called to action, guys. Joanna Pierce and her son purchased and dropped off the finest wine they could find, which was also in the article. And that's either a lie or there was a sick joke that they told the news people, because the wine they left at the house was a Franzia box of, and I don't know how to pronounce this in French, but chillable. I think is it chillable red wine?
Yes, chillable. Yeah.
Chillable? Okay.
Chillable.
Chillable. So a box of Franzia chillable red wine. I mean, we're not above box wine on this show. We should be, but we aren't.
No.
But how
Was
about
she upset about this or something? What's
No,
the
but
deal?
how about a fucking Boda box? You know?
Yeah, not even a Boda.
Like, how about a
Franzia
Boda box?
is white trash shit, bro.
Franzia is terrible.
Middle class people drink Boda.
We've
but
evolved past Franzia.
The
right?
people who gave this box of Franzia drink Franzia. That's why they had the box of Franzia.
Clearly,
to give.
but they're locals.
They slap the bag.
Yeah, they slapped the bag.
You
She
can
was
slap
like-
the bag
she was
in a
like
boat
50
You
box.
don't
She-
slap the bag with anything but Franzia, honestly.
Right. This woman was like 50 that dropped it off with her son. Maybe the son bought it. Maybe it's just or maybe it's just the preferred wine in Copperas Cove, Texas, because the SOS mom responded on the internet post by saying, "OMG, really? Crying face. I love you so much, and I don't even know you. I imagine you live in your car and can't believe you didn't crack into the box of wine yourself, you tasteless freak, but I love you." First half is
Well,
what
she
said.
didn't say
She said
that.
She said the first half. It ended
She
at
didn't say
it
that.
ended at "I don't even know you, but I love you."
Mark,
Yeah,
I think
I
you
mean-
need to drink a box of Franzia again.
Well,
Just
look,
you need to fall back in love with Franzia.
look what I have in my house.
You got a Boda.
Boda.
Photo, like a normal human being.
Yeah.
Yeah,
classic.
it is the official wine of living in your car. You are
What are
right
you
about
kidding me with Franzia?
Yeah, but when you want to get it's like an Arbor Mist.
It would
you know?
have been
It's
better
it's
if
a
they just-
different style.
It would have just been better if they robbed her.
Yeah. I don't know. Franzia's not that bad.
that. It's fucking terrible, Will. All right, guys.
Chillable red.
Chilable. It's let's move on to some reviews and some voicemail. So reviews first. Remember, if you write us a 5-star review on iTunes, we will read whatever the fuck you write. It's the deal. Let's start up with Jacob the Snake 4899 says, "Love the pod. Hey boys, loving the long episodes here. Wondering if that was a bow release in Hard Factor Will's Cribs episode.
A what?
Bowel.
Bow. No,
bow.
like a bow and arrow. Nope.
Bow and arrow, yeah.
guys.
Wondering if
really?
that was a bow release in
Yes.
Hard Factor Will's Cribs episode.
Oh, as in like that was an arrow. Yeah, I know
He,
it was
also,
hard.
he was shocked as I was that you shot a bow and arrow in your backyard at a 2 foot by 2 foot square thing.
I'm a good shot though. I don't miss that target.
Yeah.
Only once.
Yeah, it only takes once, Will. And guys, he also goes on to say, I was wondering what your guys' thoughts were on hunting. Love you, boys.
Oh, well, I mean, I grew up hunting, so hunting and fishing are definitely a big pro. I'm pro that. I have like the wildlife conservation license plates and all that crap. So yeah, I mean, I'm all about like keep public lands, so people can hike on them and whatever. And also I think that, hunting for a lot of people is a family tradition. So they should be allowed to do that on public land too.
I've never been hunting, but I was raised by a Buddhist, and a vegetarian.
Well,
I'm pro hunting. I aspire to be a vegetarian one day, and at that point, I don't think I'll be anti-hunting. I think if you're going to consume meat, it's the best way to do it. I think I'm pro people that are doing it with bows versus guns, if possible, because it's more challenging and more natural. But yeah, we got a meat problem in this country, and hunting is not contributing to it. It's
I
distracting
agree with
from it.
everything you just said, Pat.
Well, I agree with the hunting. You guys have heard my story, but I was filming that hunting show with Arlie Ermy, Gunny from Full Metal Jacket.
Right.
And we did some
you
hunting.
Look bullshit. You look like you could suck a golf ball through a garden hose.
Yeah. And he made fun of me for being fat. He was like, "How you gonna get up these hills, boy?" And but really, what we did.
What's your major mouth?
You look like the type of guy that would give a reach, get a reach around, not have I forget.
practically
Get
called
fucked in
me-
the ass and not have the common courtesy to give a reach around. There.
Yeah, but we went to a place that was canned hunting, and I fucking hate canned hunting, where you go to these like trophy buck places, and they're all penned in, and the guys go out sit in fucking
Texas.
office
I'd
chairs.
never seen that till Texas.
Oh
Yeah.
man, this was in Minnesota. It was terrible. I mean,
You're
it's like
saying
there's
like
no
a
sport.
sitting duck.
They have feeders and shit. You pick out the deer you want to shoot before you even get there. It's just a bunch of rich people.
Growing
fucking
up, I had
terrible.
never seen that. My dad and I hunted mostly on public land, and it was mostly birds, so we couldn't shoot them with arrows. Unfortunately, Pat got to use a shotgun for those bad boys.
That's
in my
challenging.
opinion, trophy hunting is bullshit, and I understand there's an argument that the people that are trophy hunting in Africa are contributing to the fees that help make the wildlife sustainable. But I don't know, man. Like, you don't need to fucking kill a majestic animal. Kill for meat.
Hunt, get your
Kill for the
license. Be humane. and
Well,
don't-
even if you
don't
whatever
do-
you're hunting, eat it. Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
don't
but you're not
don't
gonna eat a
do
lion.
don't do like the Jimmy John's guy did. Yeah, and like kill an elephant. or
These
some
these
shit like
elk were in like a pen the size of like maybe 4 football fields.
Oh
Not-
yeah, no.
not hunting.
The real when you go to like a real nice like paid like game reserve, like when you see like these guys who are taking down these enormous bucks, like all they had to do was like eat a donut, walk out to a place, like
Yep.
take a nap for 30 minutes, and this thing
Yep.
showed up to the feeder.
That's what
And then
it was.
Yeah.
Bottom line is when you walk into someone's house,
crazy. And then they all complimented each other at breakfast about what a great hunt they had.
It's a cool picture for Facebook.
You see the size of that elk?
Yeah.
when you see a stuffed lion in someone's house, you know that they're an asshole. That's the point there. How to listen properly, guys. This one is from Devastated or Davis-stated. Clever. Wake up, grab phone, head to bathroom, start shower, remove clothes, thirst, go get some water, start hard factor, fast forward 30 seconds button 2x, sit on toilet.
Oh, did we fast forward the Macho Man part?
Yes, because he's heard it so many times. Not a fan of that, whatever, but we're going to read it. Sit on toilet, open Reddit, lol for 8 minutes, plop, see first not safe for work post, it's on, open Pornhub. What did Will say? Rewind. Oh, lol. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Here it is. Pornhub pauses hard factor, which we're working on that, guys. FF, fast forward 10 minutes, exit Pornhub. Will's still talking. Lol. Get in shower. Political betting story. Towel off. See you boys tomorrow.
Is this guy jerking off while taking a shit?
Yeah.
He had a lot going on.
He's a busy guy in the mornings.
What's that
Getting it
called?
all
There's
out.
a name for that, right?
Well, there's a blumpkin is when you're getting a beeger when you're on the toilet, but jerking
that's
off
just-
while you're taking a shit is
just
just
self-blumpkin.
called sick.
It's called the sad,
Self-lumpkin. It's hard to do. Tried it.
Efficiency.
It's hard to do.
All right, guys, this one's from Sailing Knight, and Wes, I think, was going back and forth with Sailing Knight about his comments here. Amazing on Twitter. Amazing way to start the day. This is a great way to start the day. Most of the hosts are fantastic. You know I love Wes. I just wanted to see if you really do read all the idiotic ones too. You all are fantastic. Also, you were kind of right. I can't tell the difference between any of y'all. Anyways, great show, boys. Thanks for keeping it locked down and turned up.
Yeah.
That was a revision.
Pat was off that day and doesn't listen to the show anymore.
Nope.
Yeah, which right. Oh, yeah, Pat, you didn't hear the first half of that. Also, which makes me think the reviewer before they said I was still talking. Perhaps it's just any of us are talking, and they don't.
I was
they
thinking the
can't
same
tell.
thing. You don't talk more than usually I get called out or Pat gets called out for talking too much.
Well, I know I talk. We're all loud mouths besides Wes, basically.
Yeah, could have been anyone but Wes.
Yeah, exactly.
Quiet mouse Wes.
Pat, so that original review said all the hosts are great except for Wes. You really all caps need to get rid of him. So
Fast forward when that idiot talks.
We made fun of him, and then Sailing Knight, who's been a long-time listener and a long-time follower on socials, came out with a fire Macho Man piece
And
of
he said
artwork.
he clarified he found it, but
Yeah, that's
still.
from a different website, but it is a dope piece. Yeah.
It is-
And then
it is nice.
he amended the comment.
All right, guys. Big boys, big news, big money from Swag Daddy 46295719. I guess some of the others. That's a lot of
That
swag
guy might
daddies
be
out
in
there.
favor of the black shirt crew right there.
Fantastic.
Big boys, big news. Yeah.
Fantastic podcast for news and humor. Been a proud member of the Hardo Hive for right at a year. Truly enjoying the hour-plus episodes right now, accompanied by the long tangents. Fantastic chemistry between the boys, and always have interesting anecdotes about their personal lives and growing up together. Additionally, the odds of each member getting gout is about as high as Bentham neglecting anything but his hentai addiction.
Nice.
That's an inside joke if you listen to the show. And I've never had gout, but I'm not speaking for everyone on the program. Overall,
That's
great.
1 out of 4.
Yeah, I mean,
So
you're
yes,
not,
it's a
you're not
75%
living.
chance.
You're not living, sir.
Between us and Barstool Breakfast, you got a lot of gout on deck.
I wouldn't be bragging about not having gout. That's like saying you're a virgin in my opinion.
Yeah, you don't want gout.
Well, yeah.
I don't think it's like that at all.
To me, it is.
It is the disease of kings. Overall, great podcast. Limited ads are entertaining, and the boys have inspired me to become an alpha cash daddy. You can do that with Predict It. Go for it. Cocked, loaded, pop the clutch. Best podcast or news podcast running. This is from Ivan Oixie or Oaka. Nothing makes Mark sound fatter than him talking about sweat projecting off of him.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
Yep. And those are the 5-star reviews from this week. Let's get into the voicemails real quick.
I did sweat when I was 155 pounds too, though.
It's true. It's always been a sweater.
What's up, Hard Factor Boys? This is Cole from Philly. I left you guys the voicemail about Joe Biden and Bernie last Thursday while I was locking down and turning up a little too hard. So sorry about that. Anyway, there was part 2 to that question, which was everyone's been talking a lot about the debate between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. who would we like to see the VPs debate? Like, who would be a good pick for Joe Biden as VP that we'd love to see face off against Mike Pence? Let me know, boys. Ticker.
Oh, man.
I mean, Kamala Harris would be great to go against Pence.
Instantly, a flaming gay person would be great.
Yeah.
Are there any gay
Yeah.
potential?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I feel like Warren would be awesome against Pence because she's so like progressive, and she would just like.
Oh, she's just also a boss at debating. Like remember when she crushed Bloomberg?
Yes, she's a one-on-one debate with Warren would be vicious, but Pence actually, his speaking skills have been on display during the Corona stuff, and they haven't been not as bad as what people would expect, maybe.
Presidential.
Honestly, the most fun is going to be the most aggressive person. So that's probably Warren, in my opinion. But
yeah.
All right, guys. This one's from Brandon from South Carolina.
What it do, baby? This is Brandon down in South Carolina. I just wanted to say that John McAfee interview was absolutely riveting for me, and I was just really curious how you guys, as you're not a small podcast, but you're not like a PMT that's like a top podcast in the world. So how the hell did you guys manage to land that interview? Keep doing what you're doing. We appreciate the content. That interview was fucking awesome, and have a marvelous motherfucking Wednesday.
No, we're not a PMT, Brandon. Thank you for pointing that out.
Brandon, do you have friends and family? Maybe tell them about the fucking show.
Yeah, Brandon, spread the word. Pat, why don't you field that one because you landed the McAfee, right?
Actually, a listener DM'd us. I forget who it was. A listener DM'd us a screenshot from Janice McAfee, essentially saying, "Hey, do you have a podcast with more than 1,000 subscribers? Check. Do you have over 30 episodes in the can? Check. And are you released on a platform that doesn't require a subscription or an app to download?" And in our case, that's YouTube. Check. So I DM'd Janice McAfee or emailed her, and I was like, "Hey, we'd love to get Crazy John McAfee on the show." And she got back, and she was like, "Cool."
With those stipulations, we were almost like a PMT. We were like,
"Yes, exactly.
We got this in the bag."
Yeah, so I guess it's really the power of the hive.
I guess Brandon didn't hear the Donald Trump Jr. interview a month ago. I don't know.
I think he's a new listener, but I think
Pete Buttigieg. I don't know when he was still running.
Brandon, spread the word. Everyone, spread the word.
Brandon. The honest answer there is we are growing, and outside of the McAfee thing, we've had a lot of cool opportunities come our way just because people are kind of hearing about the pod. So
and the power of the stool. Obviously
power of the stool, baby.
Absolutely. Pay respect to the pirate ship.
Here's the next one, boys.
Y'all got me with that one. It's your boy, Reagan, out here, Utah. Dude. Is it just me, or is McAfee the same guy that read the audiobook for 7 Habits of Highly Effective People? Because, whoa, with the whole thing there, I've got to know. That dude's smoking situation is insane. What's the wildest way you guys have ever smoked? And have a great fucking day.
Reagan with the wildly relatable 7 Habits audiobook reference.
Yeah.
The question is,
Scatman, though, baby.
Scatman was excellent Scatman.
Question is wildest way or
smoked weed.
manner we've ever smoked weed.
Because he's referring to John McAfee smokes out of a bubbler, or he calls it a hookah. Or it's a bomb type thing with water, but he uses tequila instead of water, so that's wild to smoke a bubbler with tequila instead of water. What about you guys?
Yeah,
I would say mine's a situation which is in a trailer with our friend Cody Wells from LSU at 4 a.m. with a Vietnam vet named Trigger who had a gun pointed at me. That's my wildest way I've ever smoked.
But it was a normal way to smoke. It was just a wild situation.
I don't have like a weird device.
I've got a good wild one also with Cody. Shout out Cody. Personal blunt night. We used to do personal blunt night at his apartment sometimes back when we were at LSU, which is where we would all roll a personal blunt and have it ourselves, which is pretty wild. But I also just like the volcano. That's a pretty wild way. I like that a lot.
An apple.
Yeah, fruit bomb.
We made a steamroller once in high school. That was right.
Steamroller is good. The craziest time I've ever smoked was staying up 24 hours traveling to Amsterdam and then buying my first joint there, and like as soon as the stores open in the morning,
Yeah.
that was the craziest I've ever felt.
I had a pretty cool one about exactly a year ago. I bought some really shitty weed off like an 18-year-old in Tahiti, and he went and got it on a moped, and then I smoked it in my little overwater hut at a nice resort, like every night, and just stunk up the place.
We're
Then
fucking
there's
idiots.
the
We
fake
smoked
weed.
we smoked a blunt shaped like a handgun at High Times Cannabis Cup in Detroit.
Oh yeah,
That was
true.
probably the most.
A lot of
outrageous.
Cannabis
wasn't
Cup
there.
moments there. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. He had a blunt shaped like a handgun.
That's
Looked
crazy.
Awesome.
I
and
I did a
he
5-footer
won.
regularly in college. That was the dumbest way to smoke.
what?
For me. A 5-foot bong.
Oh, gravity bongs also old
Yeah.
school. Another
G
one,
Bong.
yeah.
Shout
Did you
out
ever-
our intern Cam.
Were you able to clear 5 feet, or is it like no?
Yeah, eventually, yeah.
Well,
You had to
not
build up.
once,
You had to build it up.
Yeah.
You had to get your. Yeah, you had to learn the technique.
But you're done. You're done for the day once you do that.
All right, guys. This next one's from our boy Big Ounce.
What's up, fellas? It's Big Ounce. Was listening to your predicted thing earlier today on the show, and got me thinking, why isn't there a predicted line for when we're all going to get released? Maybe it has to be like a state-by-state thing, but quarantine end would be a good predicted line. Just a thought. Lock on, turn up.
I like
Big
that.
ounce.
Yeah, that is a good line.
As
State,
always.
state by state. Yeah.
Yeah,
We can
as
work
always,
on that.
Good suggestion for Big Ounce. I think that they have been reticent to do Corona-related markets so far, but we will see.
We're gonna
Yeah, we'll
send.
check
We're
into
gonna
it.
send. We're gonna send an email. I like that. Like
Yeah.
the governor of X state says, you know, you don't have to shelter at home or whatever. Like, well, they have a lot of legal things they have to wrap their heads around there. But we're gonna send an email.
Yeah.
Ounce coming through in the clutch, and finally, guys.
Hey, all you cool cats and kittens.
No, Pat.
You don't listen to the show.
Pat, you don't listen to the show when you're not around.
Yeah,
I didn't listen to one part
That's
of the
our-
one show.
not
So it's
not,
busy
not
that
a member
day.
of the Hive.
So
I mean, he's not on.
Here's the problem with listeners is we have one less if Pat's not on the show.
Do you guys remember when I was going through the voicemails and you were like, from Thursday
Just listen to
afternoon
the show.
on
Just listen
is
to the show.
safe? Remember that?
I
Listen to the
don't
show.
remember that.
Just listen to the show in the 48 hours after you've been on the show.
I had some stuff going on that day. That's going to do it for Hard Factor, guys. Thank you guys so much for listening. Hey, as Will said at the top of the show, boat race video almost done. Please go buy some merchandise if you can. It really helps us a lot. But most important, I think what the theme of this show has been is help spread the word about Hard Factor, man. We are absolutely at a precipice. We feel like we're getting to the critical mass momentum place right now. And if you tell a friend about Hard Factor on social media, it really helps us out a lot. So thank you guys so fucking much. And have a great fucking day.